next two supercars in our Ferrari lineup. The next event will feature not one, but two cars for you to drive. On one hand, the inspired and inspiring Ferrari F40. And on the other hand, nothing less than a road legal Formula One, the Ferrari F50. Mr. Pignati Morano, start with a few words, then I'll the Ferrari F40. Enzo Ferrari's ultimate vision.
Everybody recognizes the F40.
Prestigious supercar status, and a car that has shaken the motorsports industry to its core. Time to celebrate Ferrari's 40th anniversary. This Ferrari, bearing the apropos designation F40, was the last Ferrari automobile personally approved by Enzo Ferrari and made under the supervision of the Commander himself. unmistakable icon, the Ferrari Testarossa.
When you ask people which is one of the most iconic
The Ferrari Testarossa was quite the celebrity in her time. Movies, TV shows, magazines, and even video games, and adults alike. With its angular design, minimalistic lines, and signature side air intakes, this car was a poster child for aerodynamics. Precise. The exact model Motorfest has put in your hands is the 1991 re-engineered version of the Testarossa, introduced as the 512TR, featuring a redesigned interior and a refined exterior to improve its already spectacular lines. Stretches of road between Maui and Oahu to take the whole measure of it.
Scuderia Ferrari in our history is
Scuderia is what started it all. To understand what fuels the creation of every Ferrari ever made, especially is an indispensable step. Racing cars were Enzo Ferrari's passion and obsession. This is what led him to found the Scuderia in 1929, which has played a major role in racing history. And born from this racing division, Ferrari as a brand and factory of excellence was created a few years later. Racing is what led Ferrari to create cars, and eventually, supercars. Without his racing spirit and passion, there would be no Ferraris as we know them. Is the perfect vehicle for you to experience Ferrari racing as it felt back in the 70s. Before switching for a car, about 45 years its junior. There, for this second lap, you'll be driving the FXXK. This car is quite peculiar. Essentially a laboratory-enhanced version of La Ferrari, a supercar you'll get to know later. It didn't compete, per se, but this insanely powerful car was used for years as an R&D test car, allowing Ferrari to collect precious data to ultimately improve their next official racing cars, as well as the supercars. A Ferrari so extreme that it can never be driven on the road, nor qualify competition. But it's still a racing machine through and through. More than a car, the FXXK is an experiment for its makers and an experience for its drivers. This was a peek at Ferrari's glorious racetrack heritage, a heritage in which supercars are inextricably tied up. a moment I'll be thrilled to relate and store in my archives. Now, let's get our focus back to our supercar line. With the GTO, the F40, and the F50, we've covered all the Ferrari supercars born. We'll now get to talk about and drive the more recent 21st century supercars. Well, I'll talk, you'll drive. Let's get back to Maui. The next entry in our lineup, and first supercar of the 2000s, is a direct tribute to the commendatore Enzo Ferrari. You guessed it. We're letting you get your hands on the 2002 Ferrari Enzo.
What was the next name? The name was Enzo.
sisters before her, born from a strong desire to push supercars even further. As the first Ferrari of the century, on top of the racing world, the Enzo was meant to strike hard and set new standards for Ferrari drivers. Or rather, for the whole sports car industry. Design, once more, nothing less than a road-legal Formula One. Faster on the track, but more civilized on the road. Ferrari went all out. And my word, did they deliver. Design by Pininfarina, featuring noticeable air intakes and F1-inspired wheels, gives this car aggressive, decisive, and impressive looks, while the engine is nothing short of engineering history, as you'd expect. Add to that better handling, better carbon brakes, and electronics that make the car as reliable on an everyday drive as it is savage on the racetrack. tech alongside the legendary Ferrari Fury. Nothing short of a new performance benchmark. Owning one of the 399 plus Ferrari Enzos in existence is like owning a piece of car history. Or, dare I say, like owning a piece of exclusivity. This is Enzo Ferrari's legacy. After the beautiful tribute that was the Ferrari Enzo, the world had to wait more than 10 years to encounter a new Ferrari supercar. But eventually, the next generation arrived. One, the Ferrari in English, which is currently waiting for you north of Maui. I'll let you drive there. Then we'll talk some more.
La Ferrari is the first still treated their rivals to a true tour de force.
constantly recaptures waste energy, stores it, and converts it into bursts of power when needed. Technology peak improvements at both ends of the spectrum. Higher performance, lower consumption. Glorious achievement. Also the fastest and most exhilarating road car ever made by the prancing horse, La Ferrari. This was La Ferrari, the fifth and ultimate Ferrari supercar. Or is she? See, not so long ago, we would have called it a day on this playlist, right about here. After all, La Ferrari was the last supercar ever made. The final word in Ferrari supercars.
What makes Ferrari so unique?
Ferrari is a legendary sports car. The passion of a man. Passion for share a special bond with millions of people. Whether you own a Ferrari, it impacts and fascinates children and grown-ups alike. It's part of a collective consciousness. Ferrari cars are a vector for dreams. They're modern legends, both real and mythical in a way. Sports car is both fiction and reality. This is putting it mildly, the epitome of luxury cars. With design that combines rage and glamour, each Ferrari is a piece of art. And from the higher end of the splendor spectrum, each drive is a statement. Of the racing spirit, pop culture phenomenon, state-of-the-art ambassador. The combination of all these attributes made Ferrari a car brand that reached millions of people and brought them together. People that have, over the decades, formed a community like no other, dedicated. Because once again, no need to own a Ferrari to be part of the Ferrari world. Through almost 80 years, Ferrari has shaped car history. And as I speak, it is shaping
It's a challenge to keep brand alive. Thanks to the passion that is in the brand, the technology, the effort that the people put behind this brand and behind building a new car, the next one is the best. I hope you enjoyed driving our cars. They are unique, but why not come to our museum and see the real thing? Come and live the dream and come to the Ferrari museums. Arrivederci.
This was our exclusive Ferrari experience. Now, time to get your reward. Playlist constraints removed. You can now experience it, driver. New playlist ahead. Let's go. Ready for the next objective? Good to go. Hey driver, where do you stand on vintage cars? Because you're about to dive really deep into the vintage car culture and witness its evolution.